and welcome to CoffeeCast from Roofers Coffee Shop. My name is Heidi Ellsworth, and we are at the end of a journey. We have been visiting with all of the partners in the Owens Corning Tech Stack throughout this CoffeeCast, and now we're here to kind of get the down low, see what we thought of all these great interviews, and really talk about where the Owens Corning Tech Stack is. So first, let's start with some introductions of two of my very dear friends who have taken this entire journey with me. John Gardner, please introduce yourself.
Hey, Heidi. Good to see you again there, Dave. Heidi, John Gardner, as you said, and I am with Owens Corning. I've been with this fantastic company for about 13 years. And today I head up our learning and development platform, as well as our strategic partnerships. And as I've said in the past, all that is all wrapped around and within our contractor program. These are solutions, these are services, these are resources for our contractors to really help them scale and solve some of those most difficult challenges. So we're in the right place at the right time, and I'm really happy to be here today to wrap this up.
So excellent. And this is a great wrap up. Dave, please introduce yourself and tell us what you do with Owens Corning.
Sure. Dave Banas, Digital Contractor Manager. My role here at Owens Corning is to help contractors understand and implement technology in the industry to help them get more work and get work done. And I work very closely with John to help make that happen.
I love it. So this CoffeeCast is several videos in a playlist that you have all been watching. Hopefully you started at the very beginning and worked your way through the very beginning where John and Dave and I talked about the tech stack and what that is. And then we worked through and talked to all of the partners who are part of that tech stack in individual videos. Hopefully you've watched all of those. If you haven't, be sure to do that. And now today we're wrapping it all up. We're going to talk about what were our favorite parts. So let's start with that. Let's start with what really stood out to both of you. And John, let's start with you as we look back at all the integrations and all of the partners who we've talked to through this series.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey and ride with our partners on here. And I think that the biggest takeaway that I have for the entire experience is just the breadth of technology that's entered into the roofing industry. And so we're probably look at the roofing industry, we're maybe a little bit behind. We look at an industry like HVAC or others, but we are catching up really quickly. And case in point is the iteration and the launch of the tech stack from Owens Corning in partnership with our business solutions partners. We couldn't have done this 10 years ago. We probably couldn't have done it 5 years ago. But today we can. And the real value and takeaway for me is, number one, as I said, technology is here and we're so happy about that. And two is, Owens Corning and our commitment to our contractors is way above product. And with our partnerships and our ability to be able to do some of this background work and some of the tough work with regard to understanding technologies and selecting the best of the best, that's another big takeaway is just how many technologies are out there. And as our contractors will see and learn when they dig into this tech stack, it is very comprehensive, and it is best in class with regard to the technologies that are out there. So we're super excited about it. Those are my two big takeaways, Heidi.
Yeah.
And they're big ones.
They are big ones. They are, because there's so much within this tech stack. I just think it's so important for contractors because it's not an easy project for any company to start building their tech stack, and you've given them so many tools that they need right now. And you're right. No way 5 years ago could we. I mean, this is moving like speed of light. Dave, what stood out to you throughout all these interviews?
Yeah, my two big takeaways, and a lot of it was around the conversation that we had with Nick at Gumpy Camp. Number one was just integrations, right? When you're looking at software, looking at its ability to integrate with tools that you're already using or tools that you want to use. And that leads to number two is that Nick said it can be very daunting for contractors, especially when you look at it like, do I have to implement everything all at once? It seems like a very, very large task. You don't necessarily have to, but what's important is to look at that and have an understanding and maybe have an idea or a vision of where you want to go, right? Maybe it could be, within a year, within 2 years or whatever, and start to plan for it. And as you're deciding on solutions, does it work in with my processes? Does it work in with where I want to get to, right? My overall strategy that I want to. And start to build it out from there. You could start it out small. Maybe if you don't have a CRM, maybe a CRM is something that you implement first. If you take a look at, maybe there's some bigger pain points that you have where maybe you have a problem with closing sales or, communication with the homeowner or something like that, that you can then look at some of those other pieces to help solve those pain points now as you look to build to the bigger picture of where you ultimately want to get to.
Yeah, it's so true. And, really, when I look back at all of the partners, Art Unlimited, Podium, Hover, Company Cam, Engage, Leap with Sales Pro, and Job Nimbus, one of the things that, really stood out to me throughout all of these conversations was, to your point, Dave, and to your point, John, the integrations and the partnerships, how it all works together. So contractors don't have to figure it all out by themselves. John, you have that look. I can tell.
Yeah.
That's it, really, right there. It's so hard to figure out on your own.
Yeah, and some of the things that the audience doesn't know, which we're about to tell them, is the work that we did behind the scenes before this even became something that we were going to bring to our contractors. And so that I'm looking at Dave here, and so Dave and I, even a year and a half prior to this launching, we launched it just a few months ago, is where all that work began.
Yeah.
Where we're in a controlled setting, we're evaluating all of the technologies from, as you mentioned, Heidi. What are they performing? Is it the critical step within the tech stack itself, right? So it's got to start out with the homeowner. It's got to finish with the homeowner. Everything else in between is a supporting element of the successful customer. And so that's number one. And number two is, with the work that we did in the background, it was all about making sure that one, the technology was best in class and that was doing the job to the fullest benefit of the contractor. But two, is it open technology? Will allow for additional integrations, and so that's a critical piece. And number three is, when we look at these technologies, where are they going in the future? Because it doesn't stop today, and so we're looking at our partners, for today, for tomorrow, and into the future. And so we're really comfortable and just very proud of our partnerships and what we've been able to build together to have a very specific and direct impact on our customers, all wrapped around technology called a tech stack. And there's some great places that our contractors can learn more about it. And so, Dave, you've got a whole bunch of things that you could share here too. But for starters, if you're interested in learning more about the Owens Corning Tech Stack, then go to oc.com. And you can just do a quick... if
you do Google search for Owens Corning Tech Stack, you can get a lot of resources.
Right up.
Correct. Go on our website, connect with our ASMs, and they're ready to have great conversations with you. But within this, and Dave, share a little bit more about it, is the actual resources that we have not only give our contractors the ability to understand it, but we have some really cool information to help them really dig deeper into it and make those critical decisions. So Dave, fire away on some of those pieces that we built.
Yeah, we put together some really great assets for contractors to learn a little bit more. We have a presentation from Engage that digs in deep with each of our partners in the tech stack. We have downloadable PDFs that are part of the Engage presentation, or they're also available on the tech stack landing page. That one great one that I hear a lot of great feedback about is questions to consider when analyzing your tech stack. Something that we put together that when you go through and you're evaluating whether it's these partners or other potential solutions, things to keep in mind that a lot of times contractors will overlook, and then maybe they make a decision that later on it's too late. That's something like, oh, I wish I would have asked that question before then when I was taking a look at it. So we have that. We also have an appendix that kind of outlines the different integrations with our different partners, not just the ones in this tech stack, but also some of the other ones that weren't included in this tech stack, of just how they kind of work together. Because one thing is that contractors don't all have the same tech stack. They don't all have the same processes. They don't all do the same thing, right? So there's going to be variances. And so we try to want to have a resource that can kind of guide and kind of explain, when you integrate these different solutions together, what exactly happens. Some people say there's an integration, but what does that mean? Like what process is happening? What data is flowing back and forth? So we have that there as well.
Well, I think that's so important, what you both just said and shared. First of all, throughout all of these videos, a lot of these resources you've all seen. We've had the Engage presentation showing on the screen as we've talked to the partners. You're seeing it probably now as we go through, and also those top questions. I think the hardest part about technology is knowing the right question to ask. And I think as we really look at this, I want to encourage everyone, whoever's watching this, whether you are the business owner, whether you are a leader in your company, whether you are a technology person, share it with your full company, because this is really a journey that you need to take as a company. And you will have seen that throughout all the videos with all the different people who are involved throughout the company. And John, to your point, there are a lot of new enhancements coming on. We have moved so fast in technology in this industry over the last 5-10 years. But let's talk about looking forward. What are some of the things that contractors should be having top of mind, and maybe that they may be seeing as part of your tech stack going forward?
Yeah, so we're already thinking ahead with tech stack and technology and where our contractors can really lean in. And so the tech stack we're referring to here today is consider that to be your classic re-roof tech stack. This is retail business, and it's day in and day out in the majority of our contractors' business. But there's this new opportunities out there that kind of connect with roofing, and that's solar. Yeah. And so Owens Corning Solar Protect program, we launched that this year at IRE. And the point here I'm making is that we are and have built out a similar tech stack that uses slightly different technologies to help contractors really lean into and be best at roof with solar. And roofing with solar, at the end of the day, it's a real thing. It happens all day long. This technology allows our contractors to really leverage the opportunity to do what you do great in, and then introduce a new part of the business, maybe a bolt-on solar. And so between our education that we provide our contractors, and please go to Owens Corning University and you'll get fully educated on the Solar Protect program and ways that you can build your business with solar. The tech stack is the technology element that we can help contractors plug into their business so they can get great at solar, roof with solar, and begin to utilize the technology for a whole yet another part of the business that maybe they're into today, or maybe they're thinking about doing next year or tomorrow. Either one.
We know solar is happening. We see it happening everywhere. And so you get the tools you need, because it is a different way of thinking. And Dave, that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to bring up here too, is how important it is for contractors to partner with, and this, John, this can go back to what you were saying a little bit earlier, but I think it's just such an important point. How important it is for contractors to partner with a major manufacturer who can really deliver these types of solutions. And maybe part of that is talking about the expertise that you both bring, and that Owens Corning is so committed to have this kind of expertise. So Dave, talk to us a little bit about contractors working with you and with a major manufacturer on this kind of stuff, and how you have been, focused on this.
Yeah, I think a lot of contractors, they don't have the expertise or maybe just the time or resources to go through and evaluate. So, one of the things that they can do for us is really kind of rely on the relationship and our expertise, whether they go to their area sales manager and ask them about certain things, or they have those conversations, that's part of the value add that our ASMs bring to our contractors is just, hey, what pain points are you having? How can I help you, grow your business, and have those conversations that's more than just discussing our product. And a lot of times from those conversations that our ASMs have with them, the ASMs will reach out to me, they'll ask me questions, they'll use me as a resource. Like I have a contractor that has pain point ABC that they're looking to solve. Can you offer a solution? Here's technology that they're currently using. So we have a lot of that back, or I might have a direct conversation with that contractor to be able to, offer them some guidance or suggestions from, other things that I've seen or, software that I've tested. And I think for us too, we also have the ability to go through and evaluate these solutions, and test it out. The four main things I look at when evaluating software is, what role does it play, in the process, and how good is the product itself, right? Number two, I look at integrations, like how does it fit in with the bigger picture and the overall strategy, for the contractor. I look at the company, for support and onboarding, and how, what does it take for the contractor to start using that tool? And then the last one is, what effect does it have on the homeowner? Is it something that is involved in sale that's homeowner facing, right? Does it help to give a great homeowner experience that ultimately benefits, the contractor in the end, besides just allowing them to be more efficient in their business process?
I just, as Dave, you were talking through this, it's just let's just go around the wheel here and talk about the technology and the critical pieces of it. And so let's just think about it from the homeowner standpoint. I'm a homeowner and I go to search for a roof. I have a leak, or I just want a new color. Who knows? They're going to go to a referral. They're going to go to something, but they're ultimately going to go to the contractor's website. What does that experience look like? A couple of things that we just bring up real quick is, the technology, the integrated technology is super important, but the performance of the website itself is really important. Things like speed. And I know that sounds weird for us to talk about because websites seem to perform pretty quickly, but speed is a real thing. And so within the websites, our contractors need to think about what the homeowner's experience is. How engaged are they in this website? Are they staying on the website? Are they feeling great about your company on the website? But second is you move through the wheel and you think about communication. And that's where Codium comes into play. So how do homeowners want to be communicated with? Does the owner of the company understand and have full visibility of the communication that's being going on behalf of the company name? And as you could walk around the wheel in terms of the production side of it, in terms of the install side of it, in terms of the enablement for the sales team to go in and make a solid presentation and have the ability to be able to get that homeowner to fully be embraced in the conversation with a salesperson. And so as we go through the wheel here, my conversation is really just another way of looking at, and is your technology solving those most critical problems? And are the homeowners having a fantastic experience through the whole part? And if you can answer yes to all of that, then you're in great shape. If you don't know, then I suggest that you look at the Owens Corning Tech Stack to learn. And if you're sure that you don't know, then it's time to make some investments in some technology that will help to take your game to the next level.
So, John, how do contractors do that?
Oh, good. Excellent question, Heidi. So they can easily learn more about our tech stack by connecting with your local area sales manager. They can go onto owenscorning.com and take a look at our tech stack. We have some videos that we built to help our contractors understand more about it. We have a fully baked in presentation that our contractors can dig into and learn about each one of our tech stack partners and what they do and how that can help our contractors' business. Or they can connect Dave with Dave, or they can connect with me. Now, Dave said only call him on Saturday mornings at about 7 a.m. So
not during cartoons.
Outside of that, he could be more difficult to connect with. So Saturday mornings at 7 to 8. Okay.
I love it. And you know what? I just have to say, when I look at the expertise that both of you bring, and John, when I think about, your vision for this and really looking at the industry and what they need and continually bringing that to Owens Corning University to really help the contractors. And Dave, you two together, I just have to say, is just pretty dang amazing. I know. Yeah. You get it done and you deliver. And it's not just technology. We're talking about technology this time, but when you think about business services, solar, all the different things that are happening out there, like John said, this is just really something contractors need to look at, take the time. Go on to Owens Corning University, go on to Owens Corning website and check it out on Roofer's Coffee Shop. We have all kinds of articles, directory, all kinds of information there. So I just have to say, it's been a journey, but I think this has been highly successful. Thank you, gentlemen, for all the great information. This CoffeeCast, I tell you what, I hope everyone shares this with everyone in your company.
Oh, 100%.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you, Heidi, so much. It has been a journey. And you've given us an opportunity to share a lot about our tech stack and all of our partners. And can't thank you enough for what you do, what Roofer's Coffee Shop does. When I first got in the industry, it was something that I read. And today, Dave and I have the privilege of being part of this to share how our contractors can take their business to the next level with some of the resources that we have. So it's been quite a journey, and really looking forward to continuing this conversation as we introduce more of our technologies and more solutions for our contractors. So
we're going to do it. We're going to bring more solar. Yeah,
yes.
I'm so excited about that. And I am honored to have both of you on here. Thank you. Thank you for Owens Corning for being a part, for sponsoring this CoffeeCast, for the two of you sharing so much knowledge and wisdom with the industry. It's really what makes it such a special place. So thank you. And thank you all for watching. Be sure to check out all the videos in this CoffeeCast. Start at the beginning and just bring it right on back here. We will be here and we'll be able to supply these anytime you need them. So, John, Dave, thank you.
Heidi.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you all. We'll see you again on the next CoffeeCast.